Hey, welcome to Module 1 of the CPA Quantum Traffic course. In this particular module, I'm going to be covering pay-per-click marketing. I know that many of you have already heard of pay-per-click marketing, as it is probably one of the biggest sources of targeted traffic that you can buy online. And the objective of this particular module is to kind of introduce you to various sources of pay-per-click traffic where you can go and you can go out and buy cheap pay-per-click traffic. Now, basically, how does pay-per-click advertising work? Well, basically what you do is you create an account on one of the many platforms I'm going to talk about, such as Google AdWords, MSN Ad Center, or LookSmart, and you create ads that you pay on a cost-per-click basis. And what this means is that you only pay when somebody actually clicks on your ad. So it doesn't matter if the traffic source shows your ad a million times and nobody clicks on it, you won't be charged. You only pay when somebody clicks on your particular ad. So you can write a very, very qualified targeted ad knowing that most of the people who are clicking on it do have an interest in whatever you are promoting. Now, the beauty of the pay-per-click model is that you basically decide on how much you want to pay per click. I mean, you could bid as low as a penny on some of these pay-per-click search platforms, or you could pay as much as high as you want into the dollars for every click, depending on what your product backs out to as far as making money. Now, with the different pay-per-click advertising platforms, they do allow you to bid using keywords, URLs, or on their content properties. And I'll talk about the platforms that do offer content network advertising, and that's kind of a different beast itself and gives you a much better reach as far as reaching other prospects. The one thing that I want you to understand when it comes to pay-per-click advertising and the various traffic platforms is that all the platforms have different methods of ranking. And what I mean by that is a platform like Google AdWords has its own type of quality score, MSN Ad Center has its own type of quality score where they will display your ad. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in the first position just because you're the highest bidder on some of these platforms. There are a number of factors that will dictate where your ad is going to be ranked amongst the different other ads. I mean, most of these pay-per-click advertising networks, they work on an auction format, and basically what that means is that your ads and your competitors' ads are displayed based in an auction market. And like I said, because the different platforms have different methods of ranking, your ad could appear either in the number 1 position or the number 4 position, depending on a number of different factors. Now, what I highly recommend is that you go through the help section of all of these pay-per-click platforms I'm going to talk about. And I do provide you with a PDF of dozens of other pay-per-click platforms where you can buy traffic from. And I highly recommend that before you do actually go out and start buying traffic on these platforms, is that you do go through their help sections, because their help sections are basically user guides on how to use their platforms, and they do give you tips and tricks on getting the best traffic out of that particular platform. So it's highly recommend that you do that, because that in itself is probably the best education you can get as far as using these pay-per-click platforms. Now, even though I'm going to be covering half a dozen traffic sources in this particular module, and I am providing you with a PDF that lists dozens of pay-per-click sources of traffic, I highly recommend that you do learn to master just one or two of these traffic sources, because you can get a lot of targeted traffic if you just master one of these pay-per-click traffic sources. Now, when it comes to pay-per-click traffic, the one thing that you really got to understand and got to get your head on this is that you got to understand what earnings per click is. I mean, I already covered what cost per click is, and that's the price that you pay to have to the network to have somebody click on your ad. So, for example, you could create an account on MSN Ad Center and bid as much as 20 cents on particular keywords, knowing that MSN will not charge you any more than 20 cents on that particular keyword. But when it comes to figuring out what you need to bid on different keywords for whatever targeted campaign you're running, you really need to understand your EPC. And what that means is your earnings per click. Okay, because you're going to be promoting a variety of different CPA offers, and you need to know what type of earnings per click that CPA offer returns to you, because that's the only way you'll be able to adjust your bids by keyword in order to realize a profit when it comes to playing the CPA game. Okay, and it's really fairly easy to determine what the earnings per click is. And one thing that you should be doing is you should be determining this, number one, by traffic source, because all the traffic sources are very different and they're going to provide you with different qualities of traffic. And then all the way right down to the keyword level, because one keyword is going to obviously not return the same earnings per click as another keyword. And when you make all of these changes and you optimize for all of these changes, that's what's going to end up getting you a campaign that could give you a 100% ROI. And in the previous introduction video to CPA marketing, I did introduce you to a tracking tool, a free tracking tool called Prosper 202 that you can easily download that will calculate all of this for you when you start running the traffic through that particular platform that resides on your server. Now, how do you calculate your earnings per click? Well, it's fairly simple. All you have to do is look at your total revenue for that particular campaign and divide it by the number of clicks that you sent to that particular campaign. So just to give you an example, let's say we're promoting a dating CPA offer where their payout is $4. And let's say by going through all of our data, we determine that for every 10 clicks that we send to that particular dating offer, we get one conversion. So basically that results in $4 divided by 10 clicks gives you a 40-cent EPC. And let's say that this is the EPC we determined for MSN Ad Center. This would tell you right out of the gate that for MSN Ad Center traffic, if you wanted to generate a 100% ROI, or basically double your money, you would need to have to bid a maximum of around 20 cents cost per click if your average EPC is 40 cents for all of the keywords, and that would ensure that you are at least doubling your money on this particular traffic source. Now, ideally, what you want to do is you want to do an earnings per click calculation for probably the top 10% of your keywords by traffic source, because generally the top 10% of the keywords will be responsible for 90% of your traffic. So if you do this calculation just based on those keywords and you adjust your bids fairly quick on those particular keywords, that will have a huge impact on the traffic that you're driving to the CPA offer, and pretty soon you'll be realizing a good profit on that CPA offer that you're running. The obvious goal here is to maximize your earnings per click and minimize your cost per click. And if you continue on with this exercise, there's no reason why you couldn't get a even higher earnings per click and a lower cost per click. And this can happen by eliminating poor performing keywords or drastically dropping the bids on keywords that aren't quite giving you the return that you need. You could increase your earnings per click by maybe creating a landing page or a bridge page that pre-qualifies the prospect before you send them the CPA offer, which could result in increased conversions. I mean, if you can concentrate on simply maximizing your EPC and minimizing your CPC, that will go a long way towards helping you create many profitable CPA campaigns. Now, obviously, this is, simple mathematics, but once you understand that the difference between your earnings per click and your CPC is basically your spread, and that spread ends up being your profit. So let's say, for example, your EPC was 40 cents on Google traffic and your cost per click on Google traffic was 20 cents. The 40 cents minus the 20 cents would result in a 20-cent profit per click. So that's basically your spread. So in the back of your mind, you would know that for every click that you were going to buy from Google, you would be realizing a 20-cent profit. So if you understand this kind of mathematical equation, trust me, you're 95% of the way there when it comes to making money with CPA offers. Now, the first traffic source that I'm going to introduce you to is Google AdWords, and the reason for that is because Google AdWords is the largest pay-per-click search engine online. And they literally control about 70% of the search market. So this is definitely a good platform to advertise on. Now, when I started advertising CPA offers on Google AdWords way back in 2006, 2007, I literally made a killing. I mean, the traffic was so incredibly cheap, and I made so much money sending a lot of Google AdWords traffic to CPA offers. But in the last few years, a lot has changed on Google AdWords, and basically they don't prefer to have people who are running affiliate offers or CPA offers on their network, and which is unfortunate because it's the affiliates who really built up Google AdWords to where they are today. But Google AdWords has now kind of changed their focus to that they're looking for advertisers who have their own products or services or local businesses, more brick and mortar businesses, corporate type companies, rather than affiliates trying to peddle CPA offers or ClickBank offers. And it's come to such a point that the last thing you want to do is set up a offer for an email zip submit or a rebill on Google, because they will ban your account. They're very notorious for banning accounts, really with no explanation or for simply a reason that they don't like what you're running. So when it comes to advertising CPA offers on Google AdWords, you have to be really, really careful about what you do advertise on Google AdWords. Now, to create a Google AdWords account, you basically only need $5, and if you go to adwords.google.com, that is where you can create an account. Like I mentioned, direct CPA linking is not easy as it used to be in the past, and there's a number of reasons for that. Number one is, the duplicate URL rule. If somebody else is running a similar offer and they have a better quality score than you do, your ad's never going to be shown. The second reason is that a lot of these CPA offers have poor domains that they're sitting on, not very good domains. And what I mean by not very good domains is Google is looking for content-rich websites. They're looking for sites that have a theme, and that theme is broken down into various categories and really provides a good user experience. And from my experience, a lot of these CPA offers do not sit on a domain that offers a lot of good quality content. So you're gonna get penalized by Google AdWords for that. And number three, Google AdWords basically hates probably about 85 to 90% of the different CPA offers that are out there. So they would probably not let you run it anyways. I highly recommend that if you're going to do any sort of direct linking or setting up landing pages to CPA offers on Google, that you only promote good quality, high quality, value added CPA offers. And examples of that can be home improvement offers, home warranty offers, offers like dating still works quite well on Google AdWords. Offers that generally have been around for a while. You want to stay away from any sort of rebills. You want to stay away from the dieting BizOp market. You want to stay away definitely from email zip submit offers, because those are all the type of things that can get you banned from Google AdWords. Stick with the high quality stuff, and you won't have any issues with Google AdWords. I had a customer in my pay-per-click formula course who's doing $80,000 a month on Google AdWords and CPA, but what he's doing is he's only sending Google traffic to one high quality CPA offer, and he's making that kind of money. Now, I know it can get frustrating if you do set up campaigns on Google and you get poor quality scores, or they just disallow you from running that CPA offer. And one of my main focuses in 2012 has been moving away from direct linking to CPA offers and going towards list building from AdWords, especially the content network, because you can get a lot of cheap traffic from the content network. And one of the benefits of moving towards list building off of AdWords is that once you grab the prospect onto your list, then this will allow you to promote CPA offers without having to worry about Google shutting down your campaign or banning your account. Because after you got the prospect onto your list, they're basically yours. You don't have to you don't have to adhere to anybody else's rules. The prospect is within your control, and they're on your email list. And I cover the power of email list building and marketing in a different module in this particular course. But once you have them on your list, then you can basically promote multiple CPA offers repeatedly for as long as you want to that prospect until they unsubscribe from your list. So in some cases, that's a much better method of promoting CPA offers than simply direct linking to the CPA offer, and then if the prospect doesn't fill out the offer, and that'll generally happen 80 to 90% of the time, then you lose the traffic into cyberspace. So by grabbing them, putting them on your list, you have a better chance of hooking them on a CPA offer sometime into the future. Now, Google basically has two main networks. Okay, the first network is the search network, and the second network is the content network. And the search network is that you're placing ads so that when somebody searches on Google, they will see your ad either at the top of the page or on the right hand side. So you're basically bidding on keywords on the search network that are targeted to whatever CPA offers that you're promoting in order to be shown. The content network is basically an aggregation of all their publisher websites, and these are the publishers who carry their Google AdSense ads. And the content network in some cases has a reach as much as 800 times greater than the search network, depending on the market that you're in. So the content network is definitely a place where you would want to reach a lot of your prospects. And what Google does is that they look at the keywords that you're bidding on the content network, and they try to best match the websites that they believe are relevant to whatever CPA offer that you're promoting, and your ad ends up being shown on that particular website. And you can place ads as text ads or as image ads on their content network, and once again, you pay on a cost per click basis. Now, your click-through rate is not nearly going to be as high as it is on the search network, because the content network is basically interruption marketing versus search marketing, which is permission marketing. But like I said, you can get a really good quality of cheap traffic. And I mean, both networks do have a quality score, and the quality score is much more rigid on the search network than it is on the content network. So you might have better luck getting traffic on the content network. I mean, I know affiliates who only do the content network. They won't even touch the search network because of the hassles that the Google search quality score gives them versus doing something on the content network. Now, when setting up your campaigns in Google AdWords, and the way it works in Google AdWords is that you set up different campaigns within the platform, and then within that campaign, you set up different ad groups within that campaign. And by having the ability to set up different ad groups, this does give you the ability to write more specific ads to whatever keywords are in that particular ad group. But I highly recommend that when you do start advertising on Google AdWords, that if you are doing a search campaign and a content network campaign, that you do break your campaigns down by search and content. And Google does give you that ability when you're setting up the campaign on targeting where you want to receive the traffic from, whether it's the search network, the content network, or both. Once again, I highly recommend that you break it down by search for one campaign and then content for the other campaign, because this gives you gives you a lot more control over the particular campaign and seeing the performance and measuring the performance. And like I said, I mean, the quality score is very different on the search network than it is on the content network. And by having them in separate campaigns, you'll be able to better write your ads. Like for the search network, you got to remember that people are actively searching for whatever CPA offers that you're promoting. For example, if it's a home warranty offer and somebody's looking for a home warranty quote, you can write more specific ads to that particular person. Whereas on the content network, you can write more attention-grabbing ads to grab the prospect that simply wouldn't work on search but would work on interruption marketing, such as a content network. So definitely you do want to do that. And once you start running traffic on the content network, you're going to go a step further and break your content campaigns down by content and placement. And what that basically means is the way Google works is as they automatically display your ads on websites to see which websites they generate the higher click-through rate, and that helps Google determine what websites are relevant to whatever offers you're promoting. But pretty soon, when you start passing the Google conversion pixel and you start seeing what websites are converting on Google, you can actually tell Google, instead of having Google figuring it out, what websites you want to have your ad placed on. And you can do this by setting up and I highly recommend you do it, setting up a separate campaign and then picking the websites that you know based on the history of your reports that have converted for whatever CPA offers that you're running. Tell Google, this is the websites that I want you to place my ads on, and then Google will go out and they will place your ads on that website. So, I mean, that is Google AdWords. I mean, one of the biggest platforms. But when it comes down to CPA offers, be very, very, very careful. Okay, just be very, very careful what you do advertise on Google AdWords so that you don't get banned. Now, I know many of you might already be in a boat where your AdWords accounts have already been banned. And I know people who have had their AdWords account banned because they ran a campaign 3 years ago for 1 week, let's say a BizOp rebill offer, and but didn't bother deleting it out of their account and sat on pause for 3 years. But Google came around and might have banned you for that. Okay, well, I mean, when it comes to being banned, don't worry about that. Welcome to the club. I mean, I've been banned 3 different times. But and like I said, Google AdWords is cracking down on affiliate marketers. They only basically want more corporate type advertisers and local business advertisers. But it's very hard to ignore the sheer power of Google AdWords because they do control such a vast amount of pay-per-click traffic. But once your account has been banned, it's very difficult to get an account unbanned. And I've only heard of just a handful of people who have managed to get their account unbanned, and that's only after a lot of appeal process, going through an appeals process and back and forth with Google. In order to get their account unbanned. But I don't recommend that you do go that route because number one, even if you do get your account unbanned through the appeal process, you're still going to be on Google's radar. I mean, you still have a notch on your account that your account at one point was banned. What I recommend is basically getting a brand new Google AdWords account. And you can do that by number one, opening an account on a remote server or a proxy server, because when you opened up your original Google AdWords account, Google basically tracks down the IP address that you opened that account from, and basically when they ban your account, they ban any account that's accessed from that IP address. Google does have that capability. So by getting a remote server, you basically get a brand new IP address. And there's many services out there that will give you access to a remote server for a monthly fee. And I've seen services out there where you can get a remote server for as little as $17. And you can basically access this remote server from any computer with internet access. And what a remote server is basically a desktop sitting somewhere out there where when you log in, it looks exactly like your own desktop, but yet it's a unique IP address in a unique location that Google can't trace back to your original computer where your account was banned. But if you don't want to get a remote server, there are a lot of proxies out there, and I've provided you with a URL here, an anonymous proxies. This URL down here, proxy.org/proxies_sorted.shtml, will give you access to hundreds of proxies where you can go through and open up a Google AdWords account, and that gives you the ability to open an account with a unique IP address. The second thing that you need to do is you need to create a brand new identity. I mean, if your account's been banned, you can't use your same name, your same address, and like I said, your same IP location, or the credit card that you had on the account that was banned. You basically have to create a brand new you. Okay, so basically new name, new address, new IP location, and new credit card. Okay, and AdWords, by the way, does accept gift cards, so you can go out and get a Visa gift card just to get your account going initially. And what I mean by creating a new identity, you don't necessarily have to go through hoops and hassles of creating a new identity. You can simply use a relative's name, their address, maybe a credit card in their name. Could be your wife, could be your child, could be your brother, your sister. As long as it's not you, and it looks like a brand new person, you'll be able to create a new AdWords account. Just go back here. So this is basically the steps that you want to take so that when you do create a new AdWords account, that everything looks brand new and everything looks fresh. Now, like I said, in order to get your account going, AdWords does accept gift cards, but if you do start spending a lot of volume, whoever you created the new account with, or the name of that person, you might want to eventually down the road get a credit card in that person's name and just set it up on automatic rebill on AdWords, because it'll make it a lot easier. I mean, I've opened up multiple new accounts on remote servers all over the States and used various relatives' names and credit cards in that relative's name, with the full knowledge that they know that I'm paying off the credit card on a regular basis. But I mean, this is basically the only way around getting around a banned account. And I mean, like I said, Google will ban you for some of the silliest reasons. So for me, it's kind of like a cat and mouse game, that if Google wants to ban me for no good reason, I'm going to go over and open a new account with a fresh identity and continue to advertise on AdWords. With that being said, don't be silly enough to advertise the CPA offer that got you banned in the first place, because you're just going to get banned again. If you basically follow my criteria as far as advertising CPA offers on AdWords, which is basically promote a good quality, high value offer that provides a good user experience, and some of the examples I gave were dating, home warranty, maybe even some car insurance offers, that gives the end user good value. You're not going to have any problems with Google AdWords. The next source of traffic that I'm going to talk about is MSN Ad Center. And about 2 years ago, MSN Ad Center merged with Yahoo Search Marketing to create the second most powerful pay-per-click search engine online. Now, MSN Ad Center basically powers the sponsored results on Bing and Yahoo Search, which they roughly control about 30% of the search market. So this is another form of pay-per-click traffic that you definitely do not want to ignore. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the merger between MSN Ad Center and Yahoo Search Marketing didn't go overly well with advertisers, because what it did was it resulted in increased competition and a slightly higher cost per click on for whatever keywords that you were bidding on. But in my experience, I have had better conversions overall with MSN Ad Center than I have had with Google AdWords. So this is probably, in my opinion, the best pay-per-click search and when it comes to quality of traffic to use. So I highly recommend that you do create an account on MSN Ad Center. And their rules are not nearly as rigid as Google AdWords. You can advertise a lot of different CPA offers on MSN Ad Center. With that being said, the only thing that you might have issues with are email and zip submits on MSN Ad Center. Just be careful about that. I mean, if you send the traffic to your own landing page first and you don't direct link, then you can get away with advertising email and zip submits on MSN Ad Center. Now, to open up an MSN Ad Center account, simply go to adcenter.microsoft.com, and I think once again it's only $5 to create an account. And one of the nice things that I do like about MSN Ad Center is that basically you can direct link to anything. Okay, they don't have any kind of duplicate URL rule. They don't have any kind of a quality score where you're penalized for direct linking to anything. You can get away with direct linking to pretty much any CPA offer that you want. But like I said, just be careful. Don't promote any offers that look shady or any email or zip submits, because MSN Ad Center does not like that. Now, in order to get the best out of MSN Ad Center traffic, what you want to do is you want to pass the keyword that you're bidding on using the keyword token here that I've shown you here to identify the winners and losers when it comes to what keywords are converting for your CPA offers and which ones are not. Okay. And MSN Ad Center does have a quality score. It's not nearly as rigid as the Google AdWords quality score, but some things that you should know is that you should have the landing page has a huge impact on your quality score. Okay, and a representative at MSN Ad Center has indicated to me that the quality score is based on the ad group's click-through rate. So don't go in and dump a million keywords into one ad group. You want to create tight, focused ad groups in order to generate a high click-through rate for that particular ad group and get a better quality score. Now, like I said, if you do send traffic to a landing page first, that can go a long way towards helping increase the quality score for whatever offer you're promoting. And the best way to get a good quality score on MSN Ad Center if you're driving traffic to your own landing page is to basically break all the SEO rules for your particular landing page. And what that basically means is on your landing page, you're going to do everything that you would not normally do if you were trying to get free organic traffic on, let's say, Google or Bing. And that is that you should stuff your keywords with your relevant keywords in white font. You should stuff the meta keyword description with your relevant keywords. You should stuff your meta description with your relevant keywords. You should stuff your alt image tags with all your relevant keywords. And I know, although you wouldn't do this for free SEO traffic, this works very, very well on MSN Ad Center. And this actually came from a rep straight from MSN Ad Center that was basically saying that if you do this, what happens is when your ads are submitted to MSN Ad Center, they first go through an MSN bot. And if the MSN bot likes your landing pages go live. But if your MSN bot can't figure out the relevancy of your page, or they have a hard time determining whether it's a good quality page, it'll go into a queue for human reviews. What you want to do is you want to avoid that queue. And one way of doing that is to break every SEO rule in the book on your landing page. So trust me, if you go with that, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that you are going to get good quality scores when you do that. Now, MSN Ad Center does have a content network. I haven't extensively done a lot of advertising on their content network because basically for their content network you do have to generally bid fairly high, maybe as high as 40 to 50 cents. and that doesn't work a lot for CPA offers where the payout's only $2 to $3 to $4. If you're going to be advertising on the MSN Content Network, you should be probably promoting a CPA offer that pays out at least $8 to $9 in order to realize a profit. Now, the MSN Ad Center Content Network is not nearly as large as the Google Content Network, but you will be able to have your ads shown on a lot of MSN content properties and all of Yahoo's content properties. So it's definitely a source of traffic that you do want to tap into. And like I mentioned in the Google part of this particular module, break down your campaigns in MSN Ad Center by search and by content, because that'll give you a little bit more control over the ad writing for that particular offer. Now, MSN does allow you to place a pixel for tracking in their interface, and from what I've noticed, their pixel is practically 99.9% accurate. So if you want to do track down right down to the keyword level, right on the MSN platform, you can do that by pulling your MSN pixel and having your CPA affiliate manager place the pixel for you. Or if you're advertising a CPA offer through a CPA network where they allow you to self-place your pixels, you can once again do that with the MSN pixel. Now, another massive amount of traffic that pay-per-click traffic that you can get is Facebook ads. And I know that most of you are familiar with Facebook. Facebook roughly has about 800 million users all over the world. So they do have a vast reach for whatever offer that you're promoting. But unlike other pay-per-click search engines, their platform is very, very different. You're not necessarily bidding on keywords. What you are bidding on is basically interests, okay? Interest basically replaces keywords on Facebook. Now, you do have to have basically a Facebook account to start advertising, but one of the things I noticed with Facebook ads is that basically you can direct link to anything. The only thing is that you have to get through their quality assurance and get accepted by their quality team to run your ads. I mean, they do have a lot of terms and conditions that you might want to go through in their help section before you start advertising. But one of the great things about Facebook ads is that they give you the ability to bid on demographics such as gender, locations, and interests. Okay, so if you do have a demographic profile of the CPA offer that you're running, that can go a long way towards helping you create profitable traffic from Facebook. So what I would do is I would go back to your CPA affiliate manager and see if they have any demographic information for whatever offer that you're running. I know that I did this probably about 2-3 years ago, that when I was promoting ringtones, I did go back to my affiliate manager who did give me a demographic profile of the people who were filling out those ringtone offers. And as soon as I started catering my ads and targeting specifically to those genders and those that type of location and those demographics, that went a long way towards helping me double my conversion rates and double my leads on those particular ringtone offers and make a lot more money. Okay, so if you can get that kind of information, that'll go a long way towards helping you make your Facebook campaign profitable. Now, you can bid on a CPM or a CPC basis on Facebook ads. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but when you're promoting CPA offers, I highly recommend that you start off on a cost per click basis, because we are basically looking for a return on our investment. We're not promoting CPA offers for any branding purposes. We are trying to make money here. So if you know what your cost per click is, and you know what your earnings per click is, that'll help you better make a judgment of what you need to adjust your bids on Facebook ads. 7Search. Now, 7Search is a second-tier search engine, and I've noticed that this is one of the best second-tier search engines when it comes to driving traffic to CPA offers. CPA, one of the great things about 7Search is that they don't have really any rigid tools that will prevent you from advertising pretty much anything that you want. Okay, now these guys are one of the earliest pay-per-click search engines. They've been around since the late 1990s, and I remember even getting advertisements in the postal mail to advertise on 7Search. And one of the things that makes 7Search a very, very attractive place to buy pay-per-click traffic is that their bids start as low as a penny per click. Literally as low as a penny per click. So you can go out and you can buy very, very specific targeted traffic for as little as a penny per click, and that can go a long way towards helping you create many profitable CPA campaigns. And even to this date, I have multiple profitable CPA campaigns that I'm running on 7Search that I'm direct linking to. And the beauty of that is that literally after this particular module, you could create an account on 7Search and as little as 30 minutes set up 10 different CPA campaigns, because with the ability to direct link on 7Search without having to worry about any rules, you can quickly create campaigns and start testing on 7Search. Now, 7Search does have a broad phrase and exact match feature. I highly recommend that you do start your offers on all your keywords on broad match to get as much traffic as you can, and go through the reporting, the keyword reporting, to see what exact phrases are being used to locate your keywords, and then start using negative keywords to block out any phrases you don't deem to be targeted to whatever offer that you're promoting. Okay. Now on 7Search, it's money that walks that walks the talk. I mean, if you're bidding in the highest position, you will be displayed in the first position. There's no quality score on 7Search. So if you want to get in the first position, simply bid to be in the first position. And by doing that, you will be not only getting the most amount of traffic, but it'll also give you a better chance at being shown on most of their syndicated partners by being in the first position. Now, one thing you got to understand about 7Search is that basically they're an aggregation of thousands of different publisher sites. So basically, you're getting traffic from a wide variety of different partner sites. Okay, and they have this feature called Smart Bidding, and this allows you to be seen on premier partner sites. So when you do bid on a keyword, 7Search will tell you what keyword bid you need to be in order to be shown on some of their biggest partner sites. Okay. Now, contrary to what you might have read in the forums about 7Search not working for a lot of CPA marketers, there's a lot of things that people don't know about 7Search that I'm going to basically tell you in the next few minutes, that if you understand how to do this, that will go a long way towards helping you create multiple profitable CPA campaigns. Okay. With 7Search, you do have the ability to alter title, description, and URLs for every single keyword. Okay, there's no such thing as ad groups in 7Search, but if you go right down to the keyword level, you can create very, very specific titles to or headlines to the keywords. Write a very descriptive description for that particular keyword, and even in some cases create an entirely different destination URL for that keyword within that particular campaign. I highly recommend that you do use that feature in order to better specifically target your ads to that keyword and convert that prospect into a CPA lead. Now, what you need to do is you need to identify high traffic keywords, and basically those are the keywords. Like I said, the rule of pay-per-click is that 10% of the keywords are going to be responsible for 90% of the traffic. So if you focus on that 10%, that is going to have the biggest impact on your campaign. So look at when you start running traffic on 7Search, look at the top 10% of the keywords that are generating most of your traffic, and those are the keywords that you want to start fooling around with the titles and the description in order to get better conversions. Okay. Now, the key to success with 7Search, and this is really, really important, and I'm not sure why 7Search doesn't make this very prominent in their help section or when you are creating a campaign, is that you have to pass the keyword that you're bidding on using this particular token. And what is it? It's triple number sign keyword, all in capitals, triple number sign. This is the keyword token that you can pass to any reporting system, whether it's Prosper 202 or right to the CPA network. And basically, 7Search will pass the keyword that generated that click or generated that conversion. And by knowing which keywords are generating the conversions, then you can go back and look at what the EPCs are by keyword, and then adjust your CPCs to make sure that they're under the earnings per click, so that you're realizing a profit. Okay, so for example, it would look something like www.affiliatelink.com/@subid keyword token, and that would return the keyword. Okay. The other thing before I move on to Clickser is that because 7Search is an aggregation of a number of partner sites, there is also a token that does identify the partner sites. But what you have to do is when you do open up your 7Search account, you do want to go back to your the 7Search support and ask them to give you the ability to block by sub-ID, okay, or block by partner site. And once they give you that ability, you'll be able to block partner sites that are generating you garbage traffic. So keep that in mind when you do start generating traffic from 7Search. All right, let's move on to Clickser.com. Now, Clickser.com is a search network that's been around also for a long time, and they have a large number of also, once again, partner websites where that drives majority of their traffic. Now, with Clickster is that they do offer pay-per-click traffic, pay-per-view traffic, and interstitial traffic. And with Clickster, you can direct link to anything. There's basically absolutely no rules. No rules when it comes to advertising on Clickster, okay? But one of the things that I recommend that you do is when you do set up your keywords and you do set up your campaigns on Clickster, that you make sure that you start with exact match. Because one of the things I noticed about Clicksters is that they have a lot of, I guess you could say, fraudulent partner sites that you want to clean up first, depending on the campaign that you're running. So what you need to do is you need to pass this particular token, and it's the MSID token, to identify the money-losing websites, because Clickster does give you the ability to do self-optimization, so you can go in and fairly quick start blocking poor converting websites with a click of a mouse button. So you definitely want to do that when you're running any sort of Clickster traffic. Now, Clickster does give you the ability to create text ads and image ads. I don't recommend using the text ad feature, and I've even been told this by the Clickster reps that text ads generally do not perform nearly as well as the banner ads that you're going to be paying on a cost per click basis. So what I recommend is that you do set up banner ads first on Clickster, and then run the traffic, start blocking poor performing websites, and then move on from there. The key to making money with Clickster, is I told you, is obviously blocking the poor performing partners, but you also want to pass the keyword that you are bidding on by using the keyword token that I present here. So the two tokens you're going to be passing are the partner token, which is MSID, and then the keyword token, which is simply the word keyword. Okay. And by knowing what keywords and knowing what partner sources are not giving you good traffic, you can easily, once again, like I said, block them in Clickster and optimize the traffic that way. Another good source of pay-per-click traffic is looksmart.com. Now, I've been advertising with these guys for years now, and I've had really good, phenomenal results with these guys. Okay, once again, with LookSmart, you do have the ability to basically direct link to anything. Okay, there's no rules, there's no quality score. It's money that talks the walk. That if you're bidding in the first position, your ad will be shown in the top position. Now, they do have basically their website is an aggregation of a lot of partner websites, and there are a lot of fraudulent partners. So I do recommend that when you do start advertising on LookSmart, you might want to start your keywords on Smart Match until you start finding out what partner sites are providing garbage traffic, and then block them. Okay, and you can identify which partner sites are providing you with garbage traffic by looking at the feed token, by passing the feed token through your affiliate URL to, once again, to either through Prosper 202 to your own reporting, or to the CPA network's reporting, to identify the traffic source. Okay, in my experience with LookSmart, it's not the keywords that generally perform poorly, it's the traffic source. So I wouldn't too much focus on the keyword itself. I would focus more on the traffic source, as far as blocking the traffic source to optimize the traffic. Okay, you can also identify the keyword, though, that is generating your conversions by passing this particular keyword token, which is keyword :default, to identify the keyword. And what I would do is, initially, I would use day parting to shut down any traffic overnight, because a lot of the traffic that might come overnight could be coming from fraudulent traffic sources such as India or the Middle East, because they have a lot of fraudulent partners there. Now, I know that at one point that you did have to contact support to have those traffic sources that are performing poorly blocked. But if you do go to LookSmart support, you can request to have the ability to block partner sites and referrals, which means are basically domains, right within your account. So if you make that request to LookSmart, if you don't automatically have it by default when you do open up a LookSmart account, request to have the ability to block by domain or refer, and to block by partner ID or sub ID, and that way you can do self-optimization without having to rely on the LookSmart team to do it for you. But in my experience, I've been able to identify partner websites that convert well on LookSmart, and block out partner sites that do not convert very well on LookSmart. Advertise.com. Now, Advertise.com used to be formerly known as abcsearch.com. And I've got a lot of good quality traffic from these guys. And once again, you can direct link to basically anything. Now, they have recently changed their interface. It's very, very similar now to Google AdWords. where you could create a variety of different campaigns. And within those campaigns, you can create a wide variety of different ad groups. Okay. Now, the one thing to understand about Advertise.com, their bids start at a 10% minimum. So it is very hard to get email or zip submits profitable, knowing that you have to bid at a minimum of 10 cents. But the one thing to get Advertise.com profitable is once again, Advertise.com is an aggregation of partner websites, and that's basically the case with all the second tier pay-per-click search engines. You need to identify the money-losing traffic sources by using this particular, the AF sub token, okay? And that will tell you which websites are providing you with good traffic and which websites are providing you with poor traffic, okay? You also need to identify money-losing keywords by using the terms_HTML token. Okay, so you're going to be passing the AF sub token and the terms_HTML token to identify the keywords that are converting for you and the partner websites that are converting for you. The nice thing, once again, about Advertise.com is that they have a self-optimizing platform. So you can go in and you can start blocking the traffic sources that are providing you with poor performing traffic. They do also provide you with a pixel you can track right within your account. That'll go a long way towards helping you identify which traffic sources are providing you with good traffic and which traffic sources are providing you with poor performing traffic. Adbright.com. Now, Adbright.com has been around for a very, very long time, and they do give you the ability, once again, to use text ads or banner websites. And basically, Adbright.com is very similar to the Google Content Network in the sense that ads are placed on thousands of websites that you specify. The only caveat about Adbright.com is you have to be aware of a lot of fraudulent traffic because they do have a lot of publishers who do provide you with a lot of fraudulent traffic. So just be aware of that when you are advertising on Adbright.com. Pulse360.com. Now, Pulse360.com advertises on a wide variety of content-rich websites. And some of these websites are premier websites, very, very good websites that you can have your ads placed on. The only problem with Pulse 360 when it comes to advertising CPA offers are that the bids are very expensive. Okay, the bids can get very, very expensive on Pulse 360. I mean, in some cases, some category minimum bids are at as much as 50 cents. Which can make it very difficult to get a CPA offer that's converting very well. Now, you have the ability to place text ads on premier sites such as MSNBC, Weather.com, USA Today, Newsweek. These are all premier websites where you do have the ability to place your text ads. So you can see that you're going to get good quality traffic. Okay. The key to making Pulse 360 work is to get a representative at Pulse 360 to work with you and to have pixels placed for quicker optimization. And basically, when you make a deposit in the Pulse 360, you can have a rep do all the optimization for you in the back end. They'll see what websites are converting for whatever offers that you're running, and they will optimize for you. The only thing that I've heard about when it comes to CPA optimization is that you have to make a sizable deposit in order for Pulse 360, first of all, to recognize you as a premier advertiser and assign a rep to you. Now, when I make a sizable deposit, I mean around $2,500 to $5,000. So this might not be the first place that you want to start advertising CPA offers on, but it's definitely a place to look at if you do manage to scale up a CPA campaign. AOLadvertising.com, once again, is very similar to Pulse 360 in the sense is that your ads are shown on premier websites. You can't pretty much direct link to anything, but they do have stringent editorial controls. The team, if they don't like what you're advertising, they will tell you that. So be very careful and very selective of what CPA offers that you do decide to advertise on AOL. Okay. Now, the way AOL works is that you basically decide what content channels you would like to place your ads on. So basically, once again, you're kind of bidding on certain categories to show your ad. And like I said, the minimum bids aren't as cheap as some of the second tier search engines. You might have to bid as little minimum bids as low as 25 cents, which might not work for email or zip submits, but might work for higher quality CPA offers. Now, there's another network where you can get a lot of cheap traffic called Martrix Ad Here. Okay, this is a pay-per-click network where you can pretty much get traffic for I've seen as little as a nickel The one thing that I'm not happy about Marchex Ad here is that they do have a lot of fraudulent traffic, and it can come in fast, so you have to be very, very careful. The other thing, and I haven't advertised with these guys in months, is that their geo-targeting capabilities aren't nearly as good as some of the other networks. Sometimes they lump countries together. So if you're advertising a let's say an offer to the U.S., you'll have to accept Canadian traffic also. I don't know if they've changed that yet, but this is a source of cheap traffic, so you might want to take a look at these guys also. The key to making money with ad here is to identify money-losing keywords by using their keyword token, which is this token right here. But I mean, like I said, if you want to get any sort of cheap traffic, this is a source of traffic that you can tap into. My Ads. This is a platform that basically powers MySpace. Okay, even though MySpace has been dying a slow death over the last few years, you can still get a good amount of social media traffic from My Ads on their platform. Now, once again, you can pretty much direct link to anything. They do give you the ability to even target right down to the zip code in the U.S. Bids can start as low as a penny per click, which makes this very lucrative platform to advertise on. You can use a combination of text ads or banner ads. And very similar to Facebook, you can place your ads based on demographics such as the age, the gender, and the interest. But the only problem with My Ads is it's very U.S. oriented. Number one, you need to have a U.S. billing address in order to, first of all, participate. Excuse me. You need to be a U.S. resident or have a U.S. billing address, first of all, to be able to participate in their advertising program, which makes it very difficult for a lot of us who don't live in the U.S. And finally, the last pay-per-click search engine that I'm going to cover in this module is AdKnowledge.com. Now, AdKnowledge.com used to be formerly known as Miva.com, and Miva.com has a lot of traffic. They actually bought out a really old pay-per-click search engine called FindWhat.com, and they've really changed the way you bid on traffic. Before, when they were known as Miva.com, you could bid on keywords, but now bids are placed on categories and topics within that category, okay? And they do provide you with an option of a long form or short form setup when creating your CPA campaigns. And basically these different setups get you different types of traffic. So I think you'll get a rep at AdKnowledge when you create an account. Speak to your rep about what's the best way to advertise your CPA offer. When I create CPA offers, my rep basically tells me to create two different campaigns, a long form campaign and a short form campaign, and basically see which campaign generates you the best ROI and adjust your bids accordingly based on that setup, okay? The only caveat with AdKnowledge is that you do have to have a pixel place for proper optimization, because they'll do the optimization for you in the back end with their rep. It's very difficult to see what's working because they don't allow you to pass the partner IDs of their partner websites. So you can't, it's not like you could send an email and say to them, well, I want you to block this particular partner. Okay, you have to have their pixel placed on whatever CPA offer that you're running in order for them to block particular partners. So now, basically, to kind of wrap up this particular module, pay-per-click is one of the best sources of targeted traffic. But one of the things that I want to stress in this particular module is that you really need to understand EPC and CPC, because if you can understand that particular mathematical equation, I told you you're already 95% of the way there. Now, in my experience, the best pay-per-click search engines to advertise on are Google AdWords and MSN Ad Center. Those two in the long run will get you the best quality traffic. Of course, out of all the search engines, they do also provide you with the most headaches because of some of their quality score rules and algorithms. It might be tough to get any sizable amount of traffic. With the second tier pay-per-click search engines, the one thing you have to understand is basically these search engines are run on an aggregation of thousands of partner websites. So in order to get profitable CPA campaigns, you do need to filter out the bad partners first on these second tier pay-per-click search engines in order to see if you can get if you can make any money. Okay. Now in this module, before I leave you off out of this particular video training, there is a list of a wide variety of pay-per-click networks that I do provide you in a PDF format, and you'll see that located right beside this particular module video. You could download this particular PDF, and this will introduce you to dozens of other pay-per-click sources of traffic that I simply couldn't cover in this particular training. Okay. I mean, this this particular training, I mean, it's very, very hard to talk about pay-per-click marketing in a 1 hour module. I mean, it would literally take me probably anywhere from 20 to 30 hours to go into details on a wide variety of different pay-per-click platforms and really go into the itty-bitty details on how to maximize the best you can out of these pay-per-click platforms to promote CPA offers. Okay. This is meant to be just kind of get you going on a lot of these pay-per-click sources. And like I said earlier on, if you could just master one of these traffic sources, that'll go a long way towards helping you generate a wide variety of profitable CPA campaigns. Now, if you are interested in pursuing pay-per-click marketing or pay-per-click traffic to CPA offers, I do highly recommend that you do go check out my extensive training in pay-per-click marketing, which is payperclickformula.com. That goes very, very much into extreme detail on pay-per-click traffic that I simply wouldn't be able to do in this particular module. But this module was meant to help you get you started in the right direction as far as promoting CPA offers on the wide variety of different pay-per-click platforms out there. So go with what I've covered in this particular module. Start setting up some CPA campaigns, and I like one of the easiest ones is 7search.com or looksmart.com. You can literally right after this module set up probably 10 CPA campaigns in as little as a half an hour, and start testing and tracking and see what campaigns you think will show you a profit at the end of the day, and start optimizing with that. So thank you for watching this particular training module, and you can move on to module 2 now.